Hello everybody, that is here. Welcome to my almost final episode of Baby Blue build that was dragging forever, but we're almost there. And believe it or not, I left you last time saying that I finished my water cooling configuration and all is needed is essentially to fill it up and test my idea about external reservoir. But I actually did it and I didn't like my design one more time. The reason was that this little horizontal reservoir that I put in front of computer has a body of water like literally less than 2 inches tall. And I figured out that over the time when the liquid started a little bit evaporating, because I have some of soft tubing used in this computer, and occasional bubble can push out through the radiator, so essentially you can start getting a little bit of air on top of the reservoir and it starts sucking into the pumps, and then you start creating a lot of noise which might be unwanted, and I don't probably will have time or desire to fiddle with my computer at that particular moment because I might do something more important. So I figured out that maybe this horizontal thing was kind of cool exercise, but for the long run, after 4-6 months time, it might create some problems for me, and you wouldn't want to have such thing, because literally I just filled this computer, I don't know, 10 minutes ago, and clean table and start shooting, and you can see that I have a tube a little bit kink here, so I unkink this tube, allow flow goes a little bit fast, and you can hear there's some like noise coming through the system, and you can hear it inside of your pump, dual pump combo, or sometimes even have something stuck in the radiator, so it's like blurping a little bit there. So anyways, so that's what I try to avoid. So I said, okay, damn it, I have to redesign it again, and I want traditional vertical reservoir that I always use, always trusted, and should be do it from the beginning. But again, how to do it? The most easy way to would be put such a reservoir right there. This is a traditional place, everybody putting this there, and it would be like easy, quick fix. But I didn't want to do it. Why? Because I already mentioned a couple times that in this particular build I wanted to hide my water cooling thing, so I actually specifically didn't want to have a reservoir in front of Movo. So I almost have a couple tubes running, but it's basically no water cooling hardware sitting in a visible part of computer, and if I put that reservoir there, it's basically I ruined the whole idea and all this effort that I did for this. So I said no way I will do it. I looked if I can put a small reservoir somewhere in this area, but again it was too convoluted, interfere with my hard drive. And so I said, okay, maybe somehow I can fit a reservoir in the front. And I took 50mm tube, put it in, it's kind of sticking out. I said, okay, maybe I still can take a cover and cover it. So I tried to put cover in place, and I see there's actually even some space, because you can see that the cover is not flat, it has some thickness too. So there's some space from the panel and the actual filter right there. So I said, okay, oh, that's good. So maybe I can even use a 60mm reservoir. So I put 60mm, it's barely touching the filter, so I said, cool. So now 60mm reservoir can be there. So I play around with all my parts I have lying around. I was lucky enough to find this blue Beats power tube and couple cups, and that's what I did. I put both cups on side of the spare tube, connected it to bottom, connected to dual pump combo. It was very easy connection, just couple 90-degree fittings, and I have a telescopic fitting between between GPU, for example, two GPUs. So it was very easy. It's actually sit on this piece of metal, so it's pretty sturdy, and also because it's a rigid type of connection, all fitting essentially, no tubing there. It's very sturdy, and I run soft tube the same way as we had before to this connection right there. So right now I have this external reservoir thingy. So anyways, so that worked fine with me. I'm glad that I found the blue tube too, because when you put the cover, it wouldn't be really visible. Ideally it will be even black tube, even better for me, or dark tinted, but blue is good enough. Also plays well with the baby blue build, for God's sake. At least I have some piece which is blue. And yeah, that was it. So another thing that we'll discuss last time, I said that I will try to play with that idea of having additional reservoir on the side, and it's actually played really well. I like it. It's helped me to bleed air much faster, and also allows me to fill the system almost instantly, because when I have this little reservoir, you add liquid, push it, add liquid, push it, and it's like 20 times, right? And with this little reservoir I had, it would take for longest time, even with this one. But with two, like this and plus that, I barely add any liquid. It just went through all the way and was pretty easy. So the whole idea I like. I might use it in my future build. I also like ideas that I have this filter attached, so any accidental debris washed out of radiators, so I catch some stuff, which is great. And as I can see inside of my CPU block, I have some junk already, to be honest with you, but it's very minimal, so it's good. Usually when you start working on a new computer, always in the beginning you somehow accumulate some debris, despite the fact that you try to clean everything you can. So this is a cool idea. Another cool idea is that if you want to add coloring, this transparent big body, which actually allows me to, if I want to do it, to calibrate color to my liking, so it's kind of good. So next step for me, essentially, I just need to drain just a little bit of liquid from the whole system, so I can space to add some corrosion inhibitors, such as I plan to use plasma protector, which I always use in my systems. So I need like to free maybe 100 or 200 millimeters milliliters of liquid, and then just replace it with plasma protector, so it's mix it up. Another thing that I might do, I might not do, because if you do it, you can't go back. But somebody in the comments said that maybe it's a cool idea to put a blue liquid in. So right now everything is transparent, which I planned originally, but if I make it blue, so it will be two lines here, which is blue inside of this terminal thingy, and this area will be blue in a Threadripper block. So I don't know, is it a good idea, not bad idea. I'm not even sure yet how many lights and everything I will be used, but I'm kind of leaning towards it, but I'm happy to hear any comments to this video. I understand it's my build, I need to decide myself, but nevertheless, I think maybe blue, stroke of blue wouldn't be that bad, especially I keep calling it baby blue anyways. So that's what's happening. I spend more time not fixing this water cooling situation, more actually playing with the cables. Tons of cables here. I reuse all the custom extensions I used in original variation, that was Case Labs BH8. Everything's the same. I don't really plan to do any further beautifications there. My panel is solid metal. I wouldn't see anything. I just fix it in a more or less nice way. It's good enough for me. And but in order to lay out cables, I actually spent quite a few days. I'm like a little bit there, a little bit there. So it's very time consuming, not exciting. I didn't film it because it's just nothing to show. It's just elbow grease. So that's actually, I spent a little bit more time to put cables in place before I was able even to play with any water cooling at all. But yeah, I'm glad that I feel the system, and I figured out that maybe that was another final little mistake with the horizontal reservoir, and I'm pretty happy that I have now this thing is that even I have a little bit liquid lost over 6 months or so, it wouldn't be affect anyhow the complete system. You can hear that even now it's pretty quiet, despite the fact that I literally just, it's not even bled yet. And you can see that I have no towels, nothing else here, because I pressure test the system, so what's the point to waste your time on all these things. And you can see it's all dry as a bone. Pretty cool. So anyways, this was a kind of a long build, but I'm pretty exciting to have a new computer now. Moving from 980 to 1080, already discontinued, but still a good jump for me. And Threadripper will be pretty exciting over Xeon, which is can't be even overclocked, so it's only 1 gigahertz, 1.2 gigahertz. And anyways, all my software using 1 core out of 10 anyway, so it was a little bit of like waste, more like e-pin type of thing rather than actual benefit. So I expect that this thing will be much more faster than the system I have right now. So we'll see. I still need to finish up, decide on color, and also last touch of modding would be, I have a lot of lights on motherboard, also I can add some lights. I will decide if I'll keep it dark or maybe I will use some illumination, but until you try it's hard to decide it theoretically, and we know that you make theoretical ideas and they never pan out. I have to do like 2 major changes, like case, which is like massive, and final design, despite of all struggle, was still not good. So this is a kind of hopefully final. So guys, anyways, thank you for watching my series, my struggle. You can see that water cooling hobby is a puzzle and you go through iterations, but when you come to the end and you're happy, it's really a satisfying feeling. And I have one now for sure. So anyways, thank you guys, see you soon, and I will come back with the absolutely final video with all stuff done and ready to move to my house.